Have you ever felt like you're a magnet for emotionally unavailable people? One minute they're showering you with attention. The next, they're gone. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and it can leave you wondering if you're the problem. Well, today we're breaking down exactly why this pattern keeps happening. And I promise, by the end of this video, it will all start to make sense. First, let's talk about the brain. One of the biggest reasons we get hooked is that we confuse intensity with genuine connection. Emotionally unavailable people are masters of inconsistency. They'll give you these incredible highs, a surprisingly sweet message, a deep late-night conversation, a sudden burst of affection, and just when you feel close, tay pool, how I. Your brain, loving those good feelings, starts chasing the next high. You're not actually chasing the person. You're chasing the dopamine hit that comes from their unpredictable validation. It feels like love, but it's really just a cycle of dopamine and uncertainty. Second, this pattern might feel oddly familiar to you. If you grew up in a home where you had to work for love, earn attention, or constantly prove your worth, then emotional unpredictability feels normal. Think about it. You chase, they retreat. You try harder, they give you just enough crumbs to keep you going. This dynamic feels like home, even if it's a painful one. You're simply replaying a script you learned a long time ago, where love is something you have to earn, not something you freely receive. Next, you might be falling for the potential, not the actual person. Emotionally unavailable people are great at showing you glimpses of who they could be. You start thinking things like, if only they healed from their past, or if they just learned to communicate better, or if they would finally open up, everything would be perfect. You've fallen in love with a fantasy version of them, an idea of who they might become, instead of accepting the reality of who they are right now. Now, here comes the twist, and this one might be tough to hear. Sometimes, you're emotionally unavailable too. Yes, you might crave love on the surface, but deep down, you might be terrified of true vulnerability, of rejection, of abandonment, or of an intimacy that feels overwhelming. Being with someone who keeps you at arm's length can feel safer because it means your own walls never have to come down completely. It's a way to be in a relationship without ever having to risk being fully seen. Let's also look at the giver-taker dynamic. Are you someone who do you always understand, always forgive, always try harder, and show endless empathy? Emotionally unavailable people are drawn to this, like moths to a flame. Why? Because you make the relationship easy for them. You do all the emotional heavy lifting, so they never have to confront their own issues or put in the work to grow. You're essentially enabling their behavior. This leads directly into the fixer or caregiver trap. A part of you might feel most valuable when someone needs you. So, you unconsciously attract people who need emotional repair. You believe your love can heal them, that you can be the one to finally break through their woes. But here's a hard truth. Love cannot fix someone who refuses to face themselves. You can't want their healing more than they do. Finally, let's be honest. You might be ignoring the early red flags. Emotionally unavailable people show you who they are from the very beginning. The hot and cold communication, avoiding deep conversations, never making solid plans, keeping you at a distance. These are not small quirks. They are clear sign. But because you're hopeful, or you just hate the thought of starting over, you stay and hope things will change. So, how do you break this draining cycle? It starts with you. First, stop confusing inconsistency with chemistry. Real connection is steady and secure. Second, choose people who show you consistent effort, not just glimpses of potential. Third, work on healing your own fear of vulnerability. The more comfortable you get with being seen, the less you'll tolerate people who hide. Set your boundaries early and be firm. And most importantly, learn to walk away when someone's actions don't match their words. Remember, when your standards change, the people you attract will change too. It all begins with recognizing your own worth and demanding the love you truly deserve. If this video helped you have a breakthrough moment, please give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives into psychology and relationships. And I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think emotionally unavailable people are drawn to you? Or do you think you're drawn to them? Thanks for watching.